we have a OAS in the building? Hey, aren't you glad to be here? Can we hear OAS in the building? Accra. Give me energy. Accra. Thank you. Osei Tutu. I didn't hear that. Osei Tutu. What's your slogan? Abrimpo na mukasa sa no. Osei Tutu. Mommy Abrimpo. All right. St. Mary's. Are they here? Oh yeah, just wave. Yeah. And St. Francis, is it Xavier or Javier? Xavier. Well, for some of us, we want to say Javier. Thank you. Yeah, Santua girls. Emma Kukudrofo. And my voice na Kukudro ni Musano. Yeah, Santua girls. Emma Kukudrofo. Kumasi SXTS. Oh wow, I love that. Enimonyamfo, thank you. Well, I welcome you once again to Odogono. Where? OAS? KNUST. Pardon me. Sorry, mama me energy kakra. KNUST. Wow. Hey, and then you show kitu ayebesha wa how. Emma Kukudrofo Abrimpong. Asunoma. Do we have Asunoma here? Sunyani SHS, where are they? Mimanti. They are not here. All right, we can start. All right, so zone 1. Can we have you upstage? Abdul Karim Opokowari. Please give it up for him. Thank you. Stephen Toto. Joel Beatty, St. Francis Javier. Ya Santua Josephine Ampretrum. Gerald. Where's Gerald? Join us. And Mimi Tinkran. So I'll hand over to our judges to explain to us what round 1 is about. Thank you.
Hello, good morning everyone. Yes, you are most welcome to this year's National Public Speaking Competition. My name is Dr. Yao Amankwa Arthur. I'm the Director in charge of Health Promotion at the Mental Health Authority. It's nice meeting all of you. This program is meant to give you that skill, that leadership skill, that creativity skill, that innovative skill. So it's going to be an interesting one. We have 3 rounds for every zone. And you would be assessed, 1, on the content that you deliver. 2, on your creativity in your delivery. 3, the grammar of the lingua. 4, the public speaking skill that you demonstrate. 5, your policy suggestions to the topic that you are discussing. This will be assessed in every round. We have 3 rounds. For round 1, you have already been given topics before this day. So you are going to present on that. Each school have a different topic. So you are going to present on that. So we are going to assess you on the content, creativity, your skill, your policy initiation, and all that. In round 2, I would ask you a question. I will then give you 5 minutes to think about it. Make your notes how you are going to present it. And you present your response in 1 minute. For round 3, this is another interesting round. I would give you a question and allow you to go and meet your team outside and have a discussion and prepare a solution and come and present to us. You would have 10 minutes. This should not scare you. These are everyday things that you see, top of your head. You can think about it and provide a solution to it. So this is the format in which this competition will go. We have 5 zones that we are going to, so we are strictly going according to time. I would encourage you to use your time effectively. Don't be anxious and speak less than the time you've been allocated. And try not to go over that time too as well. You will be penalized if you go over that time. So be very sure you are within that time space. Yesterday we had an engagement, so I know you understand all that I'm saying. And those who have joined us this morning also do understand. My timekeeper, are you ready? Yes, you don't have a bell. You do the microphone. Oh. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the game begins. Our first speaker from Opokuwari, correct? Okay. So, let's hear you.
Yes. It's on. Hello. Are you ready? Start. Representing Opokuwari School, Abdul Karim, presenting on the topic mental well-being in our school, a call for urgent action. I have a confession to make. I quite remember when I entered senior high school, my parents had a serious argument. They even quarreled. I was afraid they would divorce. For some time, there was nothing I could do on campus. My colleagues were eager to find out what was wrong with me. I saw the issue to be so sensitive that I didn't want to share. I kept it to myself. Frankly speaking, I was too depressed. But thank God, they never broke up. No wonder Article 11 Clause 2B of the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child places emphasis on the mental well-being of the child. As a student, I have observed certain strange behaviors on campus. You chat and laugh with a colleague, and when we go our separate ways, I see that same colleague sitting somewhere quietly. Sometimes you have to pat his shoulder before he even recognizes your presence. My fellow students here will attest to the fact that some students wake up as early as 2 a.m. and will be gallivanting on campus. Security men have to instruct them to go back into the dormitory. My research on this topic has revealed to me that most of these students need serious help before it is too late. Students suffering from mental health are usually restless and indisciplined. In some situations, these students may like to isolate themselves from people. Now, the question is, why do some students behave this way? This behavior is usually caused by maltreatment from the home, loss of a loved one, sexual advances from school authorities and home, among others. As I speak to you now, a student sitting among us may be thinking of how to abort a pregnancy her stepfather is responsible for. How on earth do you expect such a student to behave normal on campus? In order to promote mental health in our schools, I suggest 1. Every school should have guidance and counseling units with a professional counselor who has the expertise to address mental health issues. 2. The government should organize outreach programs in school to sensitize students on how and where to find help when we face such challenges. 3. Teachers should not pounce on students when they behave strangely. Rather, they should try and get close to such students to know more about their behavior. 4. Parents should make sure that they are sensitive about their ward's behavior. They should try as much as possible to ascertain the cause of change in behavior of their wards. 5. The Guinean culture of silencing the child must stop, as it prevents children from opening up when they face any trouble. As a matter of fact, mental health in our schools is causing a lot of problems. If we believe that students are our future leaders, then something must be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker, KNUST SHS.
Are you ready? Start.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nitoto of KNUST SHS. Let me share with you a story. Once upon a time, a man lived with his wife. He loved her, cared for her, provided for all her needs, only for a foreigner to surface and create the impression that this man did not fit his wife. The foreigner described the husband as dangerous, retarded, uncivilized, and above all, ignorant. What the foreigner did not know is that this husband had been available, affordable, accessible, and flexible. He had indeed been a true husband. What more could one demand of a spouse? Ladies and gentlemen, what am I driving at here? For years, we have criticized our own traditional healers. We have called them all sorts of names. We have rubbished them and treated them with scorn and disdain. Really, traditional healers who have been with us through the trenches to date? Sometimes one looks at you with an eye of contempt when you tell him or her you made use of traditional herbal medicine. Why? Because most of us have no iota respect for them, not even some of our medical practitioners. But should this be the case? Traditional healers who have been dealing with mental cases since time immemorial? Mental cases are not just physical or psychological ailments. There are spiritual, family, environmental, and even cultural factors involved. And sometimes it takes traditional healers who constitute a part of our community's cultural belief system to be able to solve these problems. After all, they aren't just traditional healers, they are primary healthcare service providers. The invaluable service they provide is known far and near, and in Ghana, many governments have made concerted efforts to make them stay ever more relevant. For example, the formation of the Ghana Psychic Traditional Healers Association in 1961, among others. Madam, it will interest you to know that according to WHO, 80%, I repeat, 80% of the African population use traditional herbal medicine, with the ratio being 500 patients to one traditional healer and 40,000 patients to one medical doctor. With this damning revelation, what must we do? There is the need to 1. Institutionalize the practice of traditional medicine. 2. Have an effective collaboration between Western trained practitioners and traditional healers. 3. Invest more time and resources into traditional medicine. 4. Regulate the activities of traditional healers. 5. Give them education, training, and workshops. 6. Encourage them to refer cases that are beyond their mastery to the appropriate center.
It's time.
In a nutshell, we
It's
must
time.
all come together to save lives. Thank you.
Can't you get a bell or something? Okay. Saint Francis Xavier. A round of applause for him.
Start.
A short story, please. Just a few months ago, a friend of mine who was unlicensed to drive took his dad's car out and mistakenly knocked a middle-aged woman and sped off, only to realize the next day that the woman he had knocked was his own mother. He felt guilty, and this led to depression. According to the World Health Organization, 26.9% of adolescents live with depression. Greetings, the chair, fellow discussants, all protocols established. I stand before you as a speaker from St. Francis Xavier called Bedi Joel, with great euphoria to bring to light a critical topic, enhancing mental health care in schools, role of government. Mental health, as defined by Dr. Penamana Pao, the CEO of Authority, is how a person feels, thinks, and acts. Mental health is a building block of one's well-being, and its significance in the aspect of academia cannot be undermined. Dr. Brock Chisholm, a former Director General for the World Health Organization, once said, "There is no true physical health without mental health." This is to testify that mental health is equally important as physical health. Mental health care, on the other hand, involves a range of services which are aimed at promoting mental health, preventing mental illnesses, and also treating existing mental health cases. Over the decades, there has been an increasing recognition on the significance of mental health in the academic well-being of students, and since the school is one of the main interaction points of societal change, it is no doubt that it plays a pivotal role in shaping one's mind. If the mental health of students is not properly cared for, it could hinder academic performances, just as in the case of my friend, lead to behavioral issues, and also affect social interactions. Even though the government is a major stakeholder in the enhancement of mental health, yet it spends a meager 1.4% of the total health expenditure on mental health. This further renders 85 to 98% of adolescents not able to access treatment. I believe there are better strategies the government could use to enhance mental health. Some of these include the incorporation of mental health education into school curriculum, the organization of regular in-service training seminars for teachers. There is a saying that a problem shared is a problem half solved. This is to say that the government should train teachers who will be counselors in various schools to give students a listening ear. For example, in the case of my friend, if we had a counselor on campus, I believe it wouldn't have affected his mental health, his academic work greatly. The government should also allocate more funds to mental health. This will give the Mental Health Authority more funds to undertake projects such as this to enhance mental health care not only in the schools but in the society at large. Addressing the unique challenges faced by students, educators, and administrators alike is a strategic approach not only to enhance the quality of education,
Your time
but
is
also
up.
to cultivate emotionally poised
Your
individuals
time is up.
who will be beneficial to society. Thank you.
When I was explaining the instructions, I did say that try your very best to be within time. The moment you hear the the timekeeper says it's time, stop talking. You would lose marks if you continue talking. Yes, Antoine.
Hello.
Start.
Impartial panel of judges, Lovely guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josephine Efia Amprechum, and I bring you warm greetings from the land of royals, Asantora girls. I stand to speak on the topic, date rape and its impact on mental wellness. The World Encyclopedia explains date rape as a form of non-consensual sexual activity between two people who have acquaintance, be it friends, relative, classmate, or even a romantic partner. Just think of a stepfather having carnal knowledge of his daughter, an uncle sexually abusing his niece, or a friend taking advantage of a friend sexually without consent. Research has shown overly trusting people, negative peer influence, and intoxication from alcohol as lead causes of date rape. The big question is, how does this affect one's mental wellness? Well, the World Health Organization identifies mental wellness as a state of psychological, emotional, and social well-being, where there is balance between our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Panel of judges, this is where the bomb hits. The experience of date rape leaves an individual feeling frightened, betrayed, and violated. This leads to disruption in their mental balance. After date rape experience, victims are plunged into a range of emotional and psychological distress, such as anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem, which affect their mental wellness. Time will fail me to talk about the shame, guilt, and stigma victims face for the rest of their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, globally, 1 in 3 women suffer from a form of mental disorder. The World Health Organization reports that 7.6% of Ghanaian women between the ages of 15 and 24 reported experiencing some sort of sexual violence. Additionally, a survey conducted by the Ghana Statistical Service found that 30% of adolescent girls experience some sort of sexual violence. These statistics are not only staggering, but also worrying and needs to be addressed. First, there needs to be greater awareness and education about healthy and consent relationships in our schools and communities. Adolescents need to be equipped with the knowledge to recognize and prevent date rape in our various schools. How? I propose that we revisit the dialogue on comprehensive sexuality education aimed at enlightening teenagers on healthy sexual issues. My dear fellows, the next time you go out with your acquaintance, watch what you eat, where you hang out, for you could become the next victim of date rape. Let us also be assertive, for in this life and mental wellness and holistic development. Thank you.
Osei Tutu. Gerald. Can we have some silence, please? Can we have some silence, please?
Start.
Let us all picture this. You are about to dig deep into your big bowl of fufu and ebunobunonkwan. Or perhaps your favorite tuozafia with ajojo papebi. And suddenly, you hear a tiny voice saying, "Hey, did you know that I am not just delicious? And that I am not only here to satisfy your belly. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to boost your mood and give you a happy mood. I am also going to boost your brain power and make it sharp like that of Aristotle. In addition to that, I am going to release you from all your stress and many more." Interesting, right? This is the role of nutrition in the mental well-being of students. But remember, it is not all food that performs this work. It is only a healthy diet that performs this work, such as eating proteins in the morning, carbohydrates in the afternoon, and magnesium-enriched meals in the evening. Well, today, you can call me Dr. Apurijo Odebisia. But hey, don't worry. I'm not here to administer injections to our cherished judges. They look healthy to me. But rather, I am here to shed light on a radical topic that has often been ignored in our African society: the role of nutrition in the mental well-being of students. Dear say, are you aware that a balanced diet provides the necessary fuel for the brain, enabling students to concentrate better, retain information, think critically? and that healthy nutrients such as omega-3 fatty acids found in fish and nuts have been shown to have a positive impact in the mental well-being of students. Oh yes. Moreover, a good diet can positively affect our mood and emotions, which are essential for the mental well-being of students. Certain foods like avocados, dark chocolates, and banana contains antioxidants that help reduce stress and anxiety. In contrast, high consumption of sugary and unhealthy fats can lead to mood disorders and even in some cases worsen symptoms of depression and anxiety. So pretty depressing. It is important, my dear friends, for all of us to add varieties of fruits and vegetables, whole grains and lean proteins to our diet to help support our emotional health. That is to say, a sound mind in a healthy body. Lastly, students who eat nutritious diet are more likely to experience better sleep patterns. Mind you, lack of sleep can lead to loss of concentration, memory problems, and overall decrease in academic performances. So why don't we take Mr. Banana as our best friend, which contains natural sleeping aids like magnesium to help students get a better sleep quality. You are what you eat, so eat right. Remember, a healthy plate is a happy state of mind. When I say a healthy plate, kindly say a happy state of mind. Up. Thank you.
And finally, from Kumasi,
Hello.
Wait. Start.
The victory of the underdog over the favored team, the last-minute penalty shot that wins the tournament, the high-energy training montages. Many people love to glorify victory on the playing field, cheer for favorite teams, and play sports. But here's the question: should we promote sports? Is sports culture as good for us as we make it out to be, or just a fun and entertaining pastime? Hi, I'm Mimi, representative for KSCS, speaking on the topic: promotion of sports for a healthy living. Sports culture refers to values, customs, and practices associated with sports and physical activity. On 11 September 2023, an initiative of the World Health Organization, DAP, Health Through Sports, was published and it states: participation in sports has a great potential to improve physical and mental well-being and to encourage positive life choices. The overall objective of the World Health Organization is to accelerate progress on Sustainable Development Goal 3. Sport is not merely a physical activity. It's a catalyst that sparks passion, camaraderie, and personal growth. Health isn't just about your physical appearance. No, it's about how you feel mentally and what you think about yourself. Promoting sports culture for a healthy living is important because it has numerous health benefits. Participating in sports helps to keep physical fitness, strength, and endurance. Also, it helps to maintain healthy weight by reducing the risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes, obesity, and heart diseases. Sports activities improve mental well-being by reducing stress, anxiety, and depression. Additionally, participating in sports helps to foster teamwork, leadership, and discipline. To maximize the impact, it is necessary for us to lay more emphasis on the need for physical education in our various schools. An electrifying ambience that is palpable for students to showcase their athletic powers, strength, and commitment to a healthy living. I commend Ghana's policy of embracing the artificial pitch plan, which has been very beneficial to us. But I suggest it should not be only limited to football pitches, but the creation of building of gyms, basketball courts, and many others can contribute megally to promoting sports in our various schools. Find any form of sports you enjoy and go for it, like Dano Milk. Whether it's a brisk walk in the park, a sweaty session at the gym, or a calming yoga class, the Ministry of Youth and Sport should collaborate with the Ministry of Education, Health to initiate a national week for sports, a walk for life where people take and strengthen their bodies, boost their cardiovascular health, and enhance their mood. Or it can be swimming, as the soothing nature of water has a calming effect on the mind. Lastly, join campaigns
Time.
in promoting sports culture. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Sound engineer, thank you very much. Sound engineer, please, you realize that our students have different voice modulation. So I would plead with you to be very attentive to their voice and you massage the volume control so that we can hear them clearly. Kindly wait so that we compute the round one scores and tell us who is winning for round one. Whilst we do that, let me tell you round two and prepare for round two, and we'll put the marks together whilst you are preparing for round two. For round two, you have 5 minutes to make up your mind, and you should talk in 1 minute. The question is, should students be allowed to use mobile phones in schools? Should students be allowed to use mobile phones in schools? You have 5 minutes to make up your mind whilst we compute the... And please, my various students, if you be quiet for them so that they can think, I'll appreciate that. Thank you. Your 5 minutes starts now. Okay, so you see why I needed a table. See why I needed a table. Okay, so the answer to one.
outside briefly. All the teachers. Just go outside for a moment.
You like no other. It's me like no other. You like no other. It's me like no other.
Child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other.
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. You like no other. I can dance. You like no other.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now. This effort is FDA approved.
You like no other. It's me like no other. You like no other. It's me like no other.
Child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. You like no other. I can dance. You like no other.
in your own way.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me.
So unique,
You like no other.
outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
You like no other.
you are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. Indomie. You like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now. This effort is FDA approved. Every child is so unique,
You like no other.
outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
You like no other.
you are special
Hello.
like Indomie.
Please, it's time.
Me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. It's me like no other. You like
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. Indomie. You like no other.
So
Okay. Your time is up. 5 minutes is up. We are not done computing the marks yet. Would announce the results just as we are about to go for the third round, so we know who is leading at that point. So in the same format of presentation, Michael for Bukwari, you have 1 minute. Okay, this is how it will go. We have 6 minutes for this discussion. We need another microphone. Is it working? Say hello into it, let's hear. Can we have more microphones?
Hello.
All right. We are doing this in 6 minutes, and each of you should have a turn. So the moment Opokwari finish speaking, in no particular order, raise your hand, and the microphone will be given to you, and you talk in 1 minute. Opokwari, start.
Okay, so thank you very much for the question. In as much as the use of mobile phones would help facilitate learning in the various institutions, I strongly move that the use of mobile phone is not allowed in schools because it is going to induce mental health problems among the students. How? This is through cyberbullying. Students at times do some embarrassing things in school which when videoed and posted on social media would make the students emotionally downcast. And that is, they are going to go through depression. And this would affect the cognitive function of the brain of the students. Therefore, the students wouldn't be able to learn effectively and pass the academic exams well, and results into eccentric activities. Thank you very much.
Oftentimes, we hear adults saying to stubborn children that don't do this or don't go there. Yet, that is the very first place that stubborn child would want to go to. In the light of this, in my opinion, adolescents are naturally rebellious as one of the psychological features they go through during the adolescent stage. Hence, I think that telling students not to use phones in school is in fact equivalent to daring them to actually use phones. Hence, I think that students, what should actually be done is that students should be given a regulated time to use their phones. So, for example, students give their phones to their school authorities to keep them, and then they are given 2 hours on weekends to use the phones. In this case, when students violate the rules and are caught with phones, they can easily be punished. Then it becomes a win-win situation for the school authorities and the students' mental health are safe and protected. Thank you.
Go on.
Should students be allowed to use mobile phones in school? In my opinion, I suggest that students should not be allowed to use mobile phones in school. The reason is, in this our generation where so many students are addicted to social media, they are not going to have time for their books. They are going to be using the phone on social media, since there are so many social media platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp. They are not basically going to use it for research purposes, but are going to have fun when they are not in school to do that. Also, students are going to watch content that cannot be supervised. Now, with IT, we have technologies like the Ignito window, whereby students can watch stuff and you will never know what they watched. Here's the case, you can't tell me you are going to supervise the students. They are going to watch stuff you will never know they have watched. So students can watch pornographic materials which teachers will not know. Also, people made it in the past without using mobile phones. There is a saying that suffer now and enjoy later. Students can go to school, go through all the stress and make their good grades. So that in the near future they will enjoy. In the near future there are so many mobile phones that they can use. Thank you.
Okay. Now, let us remind ourselves about an incident that happened some time ago in Adisadel College, where a student tortured his colleague just because of a phone. This is to say that when phones are allowed in our various schools, it can lead to misconduct of students, such as stealing. Moreover, when students use phones in school, they get divided attention, which can affect the dopamine state of their brain. That is the part of the brain that is responsible for our mood. When exams is due, these students tend to force their brains to learn, which can lead to prolonged days of sadness because they cannot afford to learn what they want to learn. And when this is prolonged, they can get mental illness. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. So, should students be allowed to use mobile phones? Interesting question, right, my fellows? Many may say that students should be allowed to use mobile phone, but I stand to differ. Why do I say this? Mobile phone serves as a distraction in our school. Panel of judges, it will interest you to know that we go for classes after school vacation. And even during classes, you will see guys playing FIFA, girls watching TikTok. Imagine we using mobile phones in school. It will distract us from our studies, and at the end of the day, we will flunk our grades. Imagine disappointing your parents. This, at the end of the day, would make the individual develop a mental illness because you failed your parents, you failed people that were actually looking on you to get to that position. Also, why do I say this? Using mobile phones in school not only distracts students, but also we have sexting. This is when students take pictures of others' news on social media. This creates mental illness in adolescents. Thank you.
To add up, mobile phones usage by our students, I believe, is an obstruction, and I argue that it should not be allowed in schools. Why? Because it brings about an increase in mental health. Adolescents are exposed to the media. Example is Instagram. You go there and see people wearing expensive dresses, and you are supposed to go in for that sort of life. This acts as a distraction for you. So I suggest that teachers should educate students about the pros and cons about mobile phones, and also teach them about their mental health and how the mobile phone affect their mental health. Example is depression, anxiety, etc. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At that point, if any school wants to do swapping, you have the liberty to do that before I give my instructions for the third and final round. Is any school interested in doing a swap? Okay, so let's pick the second round results. Okay, so let me give them the instructions. Okay. At this stage, I'm going to give you a question. You have exactly 10 minutes to go out there with your team and discuss, and you come back and present your response in 10 minutes. Each of you would come in one after the other. You'll be seated there. So, as usual, you are the first person, second, third, in that order. But when you are done, you sit, and the others will join you when they are done. Are we okay with that? Okay. So, this is the question. Mental health problem is not madness. Mental health problem is not madness. Mental health problem is not madness. Discuss. Please go and join your teams and discuss. Your time starts now.
Okay, hello. Oh, hello. Good morning to you all, and I'm excited to be here, right? Because I get to remind myself of when I was in senior high school. That is the best senior high school in Ghana. Why? You say what? I went to the best senior high school in Ghana, but unfortunately we are not here. And so I don't know. Which school do you think I attended? The best school in Ghana? Eh? Listen, Ola girls, oh boss, why? Ladies and gentlemen, I went to the best school in Ghana, Tama Secondary School. Okay, it's okay, that's fine. I went to Tamasco and completed Tamasco 10 years ago, 2013. So like, main in Kakra, yeah. But today, today, we are here to find out who becomes Ghana's best orator, right? But this is the semi-final, and from here we'll select those who get into the final. But I am very interested in that question about using mobile phones in school. I heard a lot of you saying, hey, and you see when the answers were being given, there were some of them that had loud cheers to it. There are others that you didn't like that. But I want to come down there and let me ask a few people what they think quickly. But see, by this time, some of them have phones with them. Okay. If you look at me, I'll come to you. Yo, what's your name?
Please, I'm Senna.
Senna, this is Accra Academy. So what do you think? Should you be allowed to use phones in school?
Personally, yes. Why not?
You want to use phones in school? Why?
Basically, when students are giving research and other stuff, they find it very difficult in finding research. So, like maybe if there's maybe a way by which students could bring their phone and, as she said, maybe keep it with their headmasters and have maybe on Saturdays use it for like maybe 2 hours or something. It can help them to find research, and also it will not allow them to like break the school rules. So it's like, as she said, a win-win for both of sides.
So Sana is telling me that you want to use your phones for research. Hey, how many of you ideally and sincerely Google and put some, go and ask a question there? Oh, you do? I thought it was only TikTok, WhatsApp, Facebook. So you go and do all of that. But there's a teacher here. I see he's very... Hello, sir. I want to ask you this particular issue, right? If you catch any of your students using phones in school, what would you do?
My opinion, please, my opinion doesn't represent my school, right? And you need not know where I come from. If I catch a student using a smartphone in the school, I will try to know what he's using the phone for. That's the first thing. Those who know me, they know me. My students are here. I'm not the type that rush people. I'll try to find out what you're using the phone for. When I realize that you are misusing, abusing the phone, then I seize it. Even when I take it from you, I give you some time to get back to it. That's what I do. Yeah.
This one, he's a cool teacher. But you know, there are some teachers in our schools that, wallahi, if they are coming from here, we'll pass here. Because, are you part of them? Are you part of those teachers that when you are coming, people run away?
Oh, okay. Even we, the adults, a lot. How much more these adolescents, combining the academic work, you can imagine the level of distraction that these students will be going through. And secondly, how would we be able to regulate the use of these mobile phones that these students are using? How would you know whether, my colleague was saying he will find out from the student what exactly he's using the phone for? the student, my brother, will lie in your face. They will tell you are using it for research. Yes, some genuinely would say that. But the first and foremost, you need to find out what does the school, the institution you work in says about the usage of mobile phones. If they are not supposed to use them in their schools, you don't encourage them to use it. Unless you have a policy that you want to sell to the school, that if the school should buy into it and allow the students and they can regulate it, fair enough. We're in the technological age where we can't do away with our mobile phones. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. When I was in school, I didn't use phone in school. Oh, true, I didn't use phone in school. Was it? Why don't you believe me? I didn't use phone in school. You know, the thing is that I was a day student. So I use the phone in the house. Then when I get to school, I go and learn anyway. But today's going to be a beautiful day. But there are lots of people who are helping us today. But I want to give very big shout out to Dano Milk and say go for it. So let's help them, or else they won't give us anything to drink today. So please, let's shout it out for them. Dano Milk! Dano Milk! Okay. Also, we have the Parliament of Ghana helping us with this particular program. Please, let's put our hands together for the Parliament of Ghana. Let's appreciate them. Also, the Mental Health Authority, let's put our hands together for them. Ghana Education Service, please, a round of applause for them. Also, Goyle is helping out with this particular program. And Indomie, please put your hands together for Indomie. Also helping us out is NPSC. Please appreciate them, NPSC. Also Corey Ghana is helping us out. Please put your hands together for Corey Ghana. And of course, DD Global. Please let's appreciate DD Global for putting this together for us. Great. My name is Desmond Okrekudan. You can call me Desty Fading, the star boy from Metro TV Ghana. I'm an entertainment person, so I want to find out who can rap for us. Who? This guy. Make some noise for him. Yeah. Come. Hey. It's okay. Hold on. Chairman, what's your name?
Abedu
Joshua. But that is not the name that your friends know you for. What's the other name?
Official currency.
Yes,
please.
Cities?
No, currency. Official.
No, I'm asking the currency, cities or which one?
No, as in the terms of money, but it's the state, yeah.
It's the currency, no, per pounds, per dollars. Okay. I get that. So, listen, he's going to rap. We want to hear everything he will say. So, please, keep quiet for me, okay? Yeah. So, currency, over to you. This is your 1 minute of global everything. So find a way to let us know you after school, right? Which form are you in? Form 3. And they say where we are no. Oh yeah, demos near the idea. Okay. So please, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for official currency.
Okay. Hold it, okay. Let's go like this. I just got off the phone with my guy. Or see baby I tight here. Juma no ya no crowd with jai. Or bra trying to make it cross it. Have to survive me nya. Pa people man he go like. I no one lie. Boys they go through stress. Me I drink no be flex. They say put in your best. What happens on your best? No the work. The Lord don't be in the mood for test. I wonder every watching. Crazy do nobody nothing. Why they put flyers on the coffin? Baby mama watching. Contemplating getting an abortion. Who will help him take care of offsprings? I no one lie.
Okay, make some noise for currency. All right, so the time is up, right? So I'm going back to the judges. And I'll be fishing out a few more people. We'll be doing some freestyle.
All right, thank you very much. Can we have some silence, please? Can we have some silence, please? Okay, the minute is up. Shall the first speaker come in, please? Opokuwari. Round of applause for him, please. Tapa. 3 minutes to deliver.
Are you ready? Start. It's on. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, representing Opokuwari School, Abdul Karim Al Hassan. Mental health problem is not madness. Indeed, I agree with this. Mental health problem has never been madness, it is not madness, and will never be madness. Mental health problems are real, legitimate challenges that individuals face just like any other health concerns. Mental health problems include things like depression, anxiety, anorexia, schizophrenia, and also madness. If I am depressed as a result of losing a loved person, I am not mad, but a person who eats from the gutter is also another level of mental health disorders. The mental problems people can make them sometimes look weird, but that doesn't mean that someone who is having a mental problem is mad. Madness is a degree of mental challenge. Madness deprives a person of consciousness and sometimes even sanity. Due to mental health, a person might even cease to be human. That is in aspect of madness and not all mental health. So mental health is like a general umbrella and it has a lot of branches like the aforementioned. And madness falls under these umbrellas. The reason why mental health and madness are not synonymous. They are never the same and can never be the same. The reason why someone may think that mental health is a problem might be ignorance. Indeed, ignorance, they say, is a disease. Thank you.
Okay, before the second speaker, can we have all the schools representatives at the back? For the next zone, if your time is up and we don't see you early, we would have to deduct marks. So when the time is up, just go to the back for us. Thank you very much.
The next zone. Okay. The next presenter, please.
Start.
In our parts of the world, when we talk about mental health or the mere mention of the word mental, the picture that comes into our mind is that poor, dirty, almost half-naked man we see on the roadside on the way to church, the market, school, and what have you. As a kid, I asked my parents, "Mommy, Daddy, what happened to this man?" And the obvious answers flow out of their mouths. Oh, he was cursed. Oh, drugs. Oh, I'm sure it's punishment for something that he did. Ladies and gentlemen, the signs of mental illness for the ladies and gentlemen. As a kid, when I hear these responses, I began to think to myself, is this really true? So This misconception is actually making us find it difficult to open up when we detect signs of mental illness for fear of stigmatization. Dr. McDonagh, a renowned mental health practitioner, once said, and I quote, Madness is reserved for describing severe conditions involving psychotic-like breaks with reality, while mental health problems includes both severe and milder forms of mental problems such as anxiety, fear, depression, among others. In the light of this, what should we do? 1, we should take the issue of studying psychology as a course in our basic schools very seriously. In fact, I propose that we should study psychology as a core subject in our basic schools. Why our basic schools? As adolescents, change in our psychological thinking or structure is an obvious characteristic that we cannot dodge. Hence, it is essential that we teach adolescents the early signs of mental health illness so that when they are faced with them, they do not feel ashamed to open up about them. And then finally, adolescents should be engaged to open up to trusted people. Again, before I take my seat, I would also like to propose that the government should ensure that all educational institutions have trained counselors and psychological experts, not just a chaplain or a teacher we all respect, but we want someone who has been to school to learn about the actual psychological makeup of the child so that he or she would be able to actually tell and detect the signs of mental illness in children. Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Are you ready? Start.
The chair, all protocols duly observed. Mental health problem is not madness. According to Dr. Penaman Apoa, she defines mental health as a state, as how a person feels, thinks, and acts. Madness here is a severe mental health disorder. Madness is a form of mental health, but here is the case. There are other mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression and so many others. So you cannot categorize mental health as madness. Coming here, I was anxious, which actually is a mental problem. It's a mental disorder, but that does not mean I'm mad. I witnessed an occasion some few weeks ago where I saw a young man on his motorbike. As he was passing, he saw a police barrier. Then he took his helmet and wore it. Then as he passed the police barrier, he took it off. Such a person, wearing a helmet for your own good. Now this person, he only wore the helmet because he saw the police. But it's meanwhile for his own good. It's not for the good of the police. Such a person can be considered to have a mental disorder, but he's not mad. Ladies and gentlemen, we all sitting here have been through mental challenges. We have all been anxious before. We have all gone through depressed situations, maybe when we lost a loved one, but that never meant we were mad. So I stand to speak against the motion, or to speak for the motion, sorry. Mental health problem is not madness. Thank you.
Next person. Start.
Panel of judges, lovely guests, ladies and gentlemen. Josephine Amprachum here. I'm back again, bringing you warm greetings from the land of royals, Asantua Girls. I stand to speak on the topic, mental health problem is not madness. There are several misconceptions that people have about mental health, and the idea is that people naked on the street are the only person suffering from mental health issues. But that is not true. We have anxiety, depression, stresses that we adolescents we go through. All these are mental health problems. There are several misconceptions that people have about mental health, as said earlier. How do we debunk these mental health issues? The government can make mental health a study in our various schools. This will help create early mental health awareness in the adolescents. Besides that, the government can inculcate mental health in all educational levels, starting from the basic level to the tertiary levels. If we have breast cancer month awareness, why can't we have mental health awareness month? The government can dedicate a month or even a year to create mental health awareness. Let us work together to debunk these misconceptions that people have about mental health. Madness has never been the only mental health challenge and will continue to never be the mental health challenges in our countries. Thank you.
Next school. Start. We can start.
Panel of judges. What if you sit down and experience stress for many days without seeking for medical attention or not knowing what you're going through? What will this lead to? This is what we call madness. It is therefore important for us all to know that being mentally ill does not mean that you are mad. What is mental problem? Mental problem is a clinical significant disturbance in an individual's cognition or emotional health. What is caused by mental health? Mental problem. This is caused by stress, depression, bipolar disorders, just to mention a few. When mental illness is not treated, it therefore leads to what we call madness. And what is madness? Madness is an extreme mental illness or completely unrestrained by reasoning. In simple words, you are not able to think clearly. Mental illness has a lot of underlying psychological factors. It just shows signs of illness just as you suffer from headache and you will want to take a painkiller. Moreover, madness can persist into adulthood, which can affect an individual's quality of life and production. Above all, eating nutrients such as vitamins, proteins, and other enriched nutrients that the body needs for its functioning can cure mental illness, but cannot cure madness. So I stand here to agree with you all that mental illness is not madness. Thank you.
Next school.
Hello.
Hold on. Are you ready? Start.
Bill Clinton once said, and I quote, "Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of, but stigma shame us all." Mental health is defined as a term that is often used to describe severe mental illness or a state of disordered thinking and behavior. Whereas mental health is an emotional, psychological, and social well-being of an individual, mental health doesn't have a face. Mental health is invisible. Mental health is curable, but madness is not curable. Imagine me having anxiety. I can be cured. But imagine that mad person at the gutter. He cannot be cured. I can be cured. Now, mental health encompasses a wide range of conditions, such as the common ones, such as anxiety, depression, and stress, to the severe ones, such as borderline personality disorder, and so on. Mental madness, on the other hand, encompasses different behaviors that do not go in line with our normal behaviors. The behaviors are extraneous. They go beyond the human behaviors. Now, we are all prone to mental health. Whether you are a kid, you are an adult, or anything, we are all prone to mental health. Look at our celebrities. Some have mental health disorders. But are they mad? Abuna Koko, for example, she has bipolar disorder. Is she mad? No, she can be cured. But madness cannot be cured. Now, I propose that we should promote mental health advocacy among individuals. Educating individuals about their mental health is very necessary as we are able to identify our strengths and weaknesses. Also, TV series such as YOLO, which advocates for sexual health, the same can be done to mental health. A TV series that advocates for mental health for individuals. Also, I propose that the government should organize educational symposia for schools and churches, etc. Also, we should reduce stigma among ourselves. The fact that I have mental health doesn't mean I cannot be cured. I can be cured. Also, eating a healthy diet and more proteins, and then thank you.
Wow, that's quite some interesting points that you've made there. Well, at this point, let me ask all of you to give them a big round of applause for their performance. We are done with Zone 1. We will declare the results very soon. So just give us a moment to complete that. While we complete that, Ajua. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for all of them. Put your hands together for them. Great. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So the judges are putting their thoughts together. Predicting the results. Yes, the EC. Yeah, EC for today. Please put your hands together for our judges. I remember when we first met, trying to sort out the schools. It was a very long day. You do not know how much time has been invested in this. So it's been a very good one. But I think I want to hear from a senior man here. And of course, I remember a lady here. You've heard a lot of
amazing stuff that these young ones are saying about mental health. So far, what are your thoughts?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to congratulate all of them for spending a lot of time to do a lot of research. Let's clap for them once again. Yes, and I want to also ask them if any of them have paid a visit to the psychiatric hospital before the presentation or the competition. Most of the time, you might see things in books, but when you go to the field, when you go to the facility, you really understand it. So I would advise that once, after the competition, if you have time, you get it, maybe your teachers or the school can organize a trip to the psychiatric hospital so that the things that you've said, some of you were saying schizophrenia, anxiety disorders, and the rest, you really see how it manifests so that you can be in a good position to also advise your friends. And one of the striking issues was on the use of mobile phones in secondary schools. In fact, I've learned a lot as whether it is good or bad. And I asked myself, my time, there was nothing like this. And I asked myself, so my time, if I was in your era, would I have spoken for it or spoken against it? So it tells us that Ghana has hope. Because looking at your discourse, you exhibit a high level of scholarship and intellectualism in whatever you are saying. Thank you very much.
Okay, so what I want to add is, I must say that you have all done well. Mental health is not a topic that we commonly talk about, but you have given a lot of valuable information. So you spoke about the mobile phone issue. I want to dwell more on the last topic that you were discussing. What I realized was that everybody had an idea in our cultural setting what people refer to when we say madness, isn't it? And a lot of you described what it is, which is exactly true. But what I want to say to all of us here is that the word madness, so while all of you were talking, I must say I had a lot of shivers. Because the word madness is such, in itself, is such a very negative term, very stigmatizing term. And in fact, it will interest you to know, most of you talked about the fact that there are a range of conditions. Some of you dwells more on the fact that you can have a mental health issue, you'll be on the milder side, another person may have more severe mental health issues. And you also were talking about the fact that some have treatment, some have cure, and all of that. So what I want to say is that when it comes to mental health issues, what culturally we typically refer to as mad is when the person has lost touch with reality or the person has psychosis. And with that one, it's usually gross and apparent to everybody. And you try to explain that in your speaking. But I must say that regardless, you can have any other mental illness and have psychosis in addition. So it's not just to the person we usually see on the streets who is looking very disheveled and dirty, maybe gathered refuse around themselves. In a whole, you did well, but for all of us, it's important to note that we are all at risk. You may find yourself in that situation, and if someone is referring to you as having madness, trust me, you would not want to have that negative terminology on you. And so what I want us to all bear in mind is that we want to desist from actually calling people with severe mental illness and desist from saying they have madness. You can say that they have mental illness, a mental disorder, for example. And also to add on to the bits about the treatment, it will surprise you that even for the very severe mentally ill patient on the streets who looks very dirty, that person can actually have treatment and do well, continue their education. I don't know if I have more time, but just an additional minute, I will share an experience with you. And with this experience, so we all know what we refer to as mad, isn't it? The very dirty man on the streets. So I saw a similar patient with that condition some years back, I think 5 years ago. And this patient had finished university with a first class. So it was during her graduation party that she had her first episode of that same condition. She came to see us early in the clinic, and we were able to manage her. She has that same condition as that gentleman we refer to as mad. But she took her treatment early, and at the end of the day, she was well. She went back to do her master's, and as I'm speaking to you now, she's doing her PhD. So even the severest of mental illness has treatment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc. So, are we ready with the results? Okay. So let's get the results.
All right, thank you very much. In fact, our students did very well. Leading from the bottom, Kumasi SHTS had 179 marks. Directly behind them is Francis Xavier with 195. Ahead of Francis is Opokuwari with 202. Then Osei Tutu with 204. Sorry, 214. Just ahead of Osei Tutu is KNUST with 216. Leading the pack is Yasantua with 220. So Yasantua has won for Zone 1 with 220 marks. Second, KNUST 216. Third, Osei Tutu 214. Fourth, Opokuwari 202. Fifth, Francis Xavier 195. Sixth, Kumasi SHTS 179. A round of applause for them.
A round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. And a bigger one for Yasantua. Congratulations. And so that ends the first session for Zone A as we have it. So ladies and gentlemen, okay, yes. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for our contestants here. Congratulations to all of you. Yasantua, congratulations to you. Yes. So at this point, we'll be moving on to the next one.
Yes, Zone 2.
Yeah.
Zone 2 would arrange for them.
Definitely. So that will take a while. So let me just go on and give some acknowledgements, and then we'll be back to set up for Zone 2. So congratulations to Yasantua girl. Where is she? Come on. Let me ask you how it was, how the heat was. Where is she? Oi. Okay. So we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Okay. So at this point, we are ending the streaming for the first session, and so we'll get back onto Facebook, and then when we start the second session, we'll go live. We've got to let everybody know about this. Very, very important. Mental health It's a very big topic that needs to be talked about. And so when we start the streaming for the second bit, we'll let you know that. And I know now you're out of school, so you can use your phones, right? So you get onto Facebook and then you share, you get onto YouTube, you share, so the whole world can know that this is actually happening here. Doc asked the question that who has been to the psychiatric hospital before? Who has been there? Why have you not been there? Eh? Jose, you don't want to go there. There are lots. There's Accra Psychiatric, there's Ankafo, right? There's Pantine. Why don't you like the Pantine one? What's a Pantine means that, but it's all good. As young people, we go through a lot of things. You go through a lot of stress. I mean, examination, the results will come. I don't know how it's done now in school. Do you still put the ball? Hey, 3 at 1. Then I'll go and stand there and I'm squeezing like this. I'm looking for my name. Then you go there and you see